The lodge is lit with only a few candles on the tables and the counter. Shadows lie thick around the room. A number of people are here. A well-dressed couple at one of the tables. A girl in simple dress dozes near the opposite wall, and at the counter is an untidy dwarf. She's wiping the mugs and glaring at you. Things have gone from bad to worse, and we must find the cultists before they flee. Ready to make an arrest, but if you wish to investigate further before making a decision... Yeah, I'll look around.
I'm listening.
And we're also going to heal the shit
attention.
out of her.
I always have the upper hand.
Speak. An expected result.
God of the Hunt. Holy symbol of Erastil. Okay. Let's talk to this couple. Cabron Tedrum, a bearded middle-aged man, stands before you. He wears a massive gold chain on his neck. The woman beside him gives a polite smile and a nod as you approach. Greetings, Baron. Let me introduce myself. Cabron Tedrum from Restov, and this is my wife, Una Tedrum. We've come to your lands to hunt. Yet I admit we did not expect to meet you in person. To what do we owe this honor? Far from Bravoy, are you not? You see, heard the wildlife here are excellent sport, so I decided to see for myself. Sort truth from rumor, you understand. Fortunately, my fair wife was in favor of the trip, so here we are. You prefer snares or a bow? A bow. What kind of prey do you hunt? Cougars. Magnificent predators, worthy prey for a worthy hunter. You've recognized me at once. Do I know you? News about developments within the Stolen Lands and your role in them has traveled far. Sierra's well-known name beyond your borders. And tell me about yourself. I'm a legalist, Baron. My job is to ensure Restov's laws are upheld. My wife is a keeper of the hearth and my loyal companion in prolonged journeys. Well, with a difficult job like yours, it's impossible to get by without some divine sport. Whom do you address your prayers to? Why, to Abadar, of course. Surely you're aware of Abadar. Oh, I actually succeeded at the bluff. Is that so? I doubt, Baron, that anything you heard concerned me. My family name is a common one. I have many relatives, I know not a quarter of them. So you're a judge. Legal defendant in cases when a suspect's innocence must be proven. We've decided a trip was in order. My husband worked long hours during the last several months, so he felt a journey would be good for both of us. I need a key to your room. Despite her cool expression, you notice a bead of sweat running down her temple. As she spots your glance, her lips tighten. As you wish. I'll come back to you later. I'm immediately kind of suspicious about her. There's the girl, the woman there. What about you, Olika? Young woman stands before you wearing a plain dress and a hooded cloak. Her belly's swollen, she's pregnant, and her time is near. I've heard other people calling you Baron, Your Grace. It's an honor to be in your presence. I'm Olika. What are you doing here? I'm taking what rest I can after a long day on the road, Your Grace. I'm a widow. Barely had 2 seasons to mourn my husband, and he left me with child, and in difficult times like these, I've got a sister in Grauton. God bless her. She's agreed to give me a shelter in her house, so I went there. There was nowhere else to go. Where are you from? From Galt, Your Grace, near the tract. As far as you know, stolen lands lay beside... Okay. You're planning to stay in Grauton? I don't know yet, but if things turn out well, why not? It's a long journey for you. I have little coin, Your Grace, so I have to beg traders on the road to ride in their carts. Spend nights anywhere I have to. This place is at least warm and dry. I need a key to your room. Okay.
Not that I care.
Anything Dumra know? How many people are there in the lodge now except for you? One in the kitchen, guessing she's a servant of these two noble folk. They look to be carrying all the coin. Someone in the kitchen? Okay. Sana. Kitchen servant is busy grinding herbs within a mortar. She's wearing a dress soiled with dark stains, and her hair is knotted in a bun with a few stray hairs poking free. The woman doesn't appear to notice you as she makes her way to the stove. You notice she's limping badly on her right leg. Before you can speak, she turns, sees you, and freezes. Who are you? Name's Sana. I cook for Tedrums, nobles from Rostov. What can you tell me about your masters? No quicker road to trouble talking about masters, that is. How would you like it if your servants were all a gossip about you? What are you cooking, Sana? That there's for tomorrow. Tomorrow's midday meal it is. I'm gonna peek into the stew pot. Won't trouble you any longer.
Will this ever end?
Okay. Someone who seems especially suspicious of me. Sana, Tedrum's maid. Thanks, Sana. You know why I've brought you here. I would? How? Do you jest, my lord? How could I know what you're thinking? Enough. We know who you are. Lamashtu won't help you. Is that so? Then you know little of our faith, indeed. The Great Mother is with me.
Better.
I'm about to demolish this lady. That didn't kill her? I'm impressed. Okay. Okay, that was pretty good. Her right leg is covered with sores, oozing pus, and yellow ichor. Tell me about the Cult of Lamashtu. Follows, grows every day, breeds, and spreads over the lands of Galarian. What kind of rituals were you performing at that shrine? Freeze. Not impressed by your attempts to wound my pride. Where are the rest of the cultists? Have you allied with goblins and other creatures in the area? Are all these people in the lodge here because of you? Lodge host is involved in all this? What's the story of the merchant's widow? Clinging to the unborn life in her womb, the seed of her husband was too weak, doomed to perish before coming. The couple from Rostov. The lawyer defended a necromancer in a court in his native city, and he won the trial. Since then, all Tedrum's attempts to conceive a child were doomed to fail. Because of you monsters overrun my barony. I heard the stories about what's happening in your barony, Tiefling, but I have nothing to do with this. The Great Mother rules the monsters in this world, but if you had truly earned her wrath, your lands would be drowning in blood. No, Baron, you must look elsewhere to place blame. And tell me who you are. Came to these lands in secret and hid my identity from everyone except for those initiated in the mysteries of Great Mother. It's time to announce the verdict. Gustin, I have an order for you. Arrest everyone, except for the hostess. Let me ask you, no, let me beg you. Allow the priestess to perform one last ritual. Let her save my child. Fine. Then Keston will follow my orders. I don't bargain. We'll deal with these people as you've ordered. I suppose it'll be a relief to Dumra to get rid of such troubling guests. Take them all off to the stockades. We'll rest here real quick. We know it's a seed of some sort. Makes me wonder if, wonder how people are ingesting the seed. Attend the council. Yeah. Let's head back home. Bewildering injury, hair familiar. Let's go to the throne room, see what we have, see what the others have found. I'd like to know. Well, throne room is full of people. Your allies stand around the throne, waiting in silence as you approach. The atmosphere is tense. Today you'll be discussing the strange and deadly blight that's recently struck your barony. Gloomy silence is only penetrated by loud chewing. Knock Knock has grabbed a whole fried chicken from the table and is busily devouring it, ignoring everyone else nearby. Well, now that we're all here, let's sum up what we know. We've each spent a lot of time and effort to learn what we can about where the monsters come from and what's causing this disease. I hope this conversation can help shed some light on the situation. We need to hurry. If we don't find the source of this blight and eliminate it, we may end up with a rebellion on our hands. Duty of the people is to obey the laws. I'll hang any rebels I find. It's a strong statement, but while you ride your high horse in here, your people are dying out there. New monsters continue to arrive. Duty of the people are no, you must deal with this threat. So let's summarize what we found up to this point. Judd, the surgery showed that it was magical seeds causing the disease, correct? Right. Judging from the location in the patient's bodies, these seeds were ingested. It seems likely that they were initially extremely small, almost invisible, and people simply swallow them with their food. Once the seed's in the stomach, it begins to grow and cause the symptoms we've seen in our patients. As soon as the seed gains enough strength, it sprouts and turns into a magic portal, just like a bud turning into a flower. Rest will forgive me. Something must have possessed me to say that. It really does look like blooming. Each seed tears the body of its victim, just as a flower shed tears its bud. And Keston, we discovered that the Lamashtu cultists were not involved with this infestation. Doesn't mean they're innocent of other crimes, but the monster invasion at least is not their work. Mother's not to blame here, told you, but who listens to me? Goblins obviously like having all these monsters around. To them, it's a sign of Lamashtu's benevolence. Say they're just excited by anything new that happens. I wouldn't be surprised if they're linked to the story somehow, but I doubt the seeds were created by goblin shamans. Besides, a plan like this seems a little beyond the local chief's intelligence. Know what I think? I think Goblin King is rotten lice scratcher. Shaman plays him like reed pipe, babbles about Lamashtu, then plots behind his back. Can you tell me where these monsters come from, Tristan? The ones that appear because of this bloom? Undoubtedly from some world alien to our own. All the monsters appearing from the bloom are exceptionally large and strong. It'd be rare to encounter such specimens in the Stolen Lands, or even on most of Galarian. But it's impossible to say what it is that lies on the other side of the portals that's intent on killing your people. Okay. So, the bloom's essential properties are strange seeds getting into people's bodies, which causes their disease and eventually creates magic portals. Now we just need to discover where they're coming from. If I may, I've noticed an interesting detail. Well, two details to be precise. First, the seeds afflict mostly the villagers. There have been no recorded cases of diseases within the city limits except for those who came here looking for the cure. Thus, we can assume a common factor in how people are exposed to these seeds. Many villages get their food from the same territory. We have the most cases of the disease here, here, and over here. Monsters most likely attack here and here. You see, the situation is most dire along the banks of the Gudrun River. Along the river, that must be where the seeds come from the drinking water. Keston, the militia most often finds monsters by the river, right? We used to think the monsters were just coming to the river to drink, but if what the cleric says is right, we have to go upstream and find the source. Take me! I want to settle the score with the king. If you allow me, Baron, I'd like to take the lead on this. I'll take the members of the militia with me and sweep the woods along the river. We'll look under each and every rock if needed. No, Keston, we have to deal with this carefully and rationally. Go to your people and await my arrival. You're right, of course, Your Grace. Tristan, how do you find the link between the disease and the river? You see, Baron, these seeds are not the only sign of something abnormal at work. Remember the ruins where we first met? The glade near those ruins, full of huge flowers? Glades such as that tend to appear all over the Stolen Lands. It seems strange, does it not? Especially if we take into account that the magic seeds and the portals they create look like flowers themselves. Jod even called this disaster the bloom. I'd like to research this natural phenomenon and perhaps... Gaston? Your Grace, we have trouble. The peasants are rioting. That's the only solution these nitwits could come up with. Don't worry, Baron. As long as they're not setting the fire to the streets, we still have a chance of coming to a peaceful resolution. If you allow me, I'll go and speak with them. And if peace doesn't prevail, your guards and I will stand with you. Let's go. I can hear their shouting from over here. Great. The serfs are rioting. Murmuring crowd takes up almost the entire square. The murmuring turns to shouts at your arrival, and a stone flies out of the crowd and strikes the cobble at your feet. There he is! Out at last, damn his eyes! I don't have time for this revolt nonsense. Guards, lock these mongrels up and hang every second one of them. If any others persist, break them on the wheel. These people need to be taught to respect the law of their baron. Time for words is done. Carry out your orders. Thank you for watching. If If you enjoyed my video, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Your support means the world to me after all. Stay safe out there, dear companions.